And look, settle in. I guarantee you there was multiple conversations to Paul George. Just settle in. Still did a very good job. 5 for 5 from the free throw line. If he can duplicate that and knock down a couple of field goals, all of a sudden just start getting a rhythm.
They went to him on that first possession. Let's see if they go back to him here. Kawhi Leonard, 17 points, 4 assists in the opening half. The bench for the Clippers outscored the Mavs 17-8, including Rondo with 2 threes. Leonard put up an air ball from about 4 feet away, out of bounds to the Mavs.
It was at the end of the year last year for the Clippers as they lost that 3-1 lead against the Denver Nuggets in the bubble. I asked Ty Lue earlier today, hey, what's been the big difference? You were on that staff. And what was different this particular season? He said, honestly, the biggest difference was having Kawhi and Paul George in camp. Remember, that wasn't the case last year. And look, he said talking about, bringing up accountability and keeping guys as loose as possible is always going to be something you do on any staff. Has worked with Paul George for the moments like these, right? To talk about these big moments. No one has had a better pedigree in the playoffs than Chauncey, certainly. So in regards to handling the ball and just being able to deal with these moments, he really lauded Chauncey Billups and obviously everyone else on his staff as well.
Kenny Atkinson has been a head coach. Chauncey Billups will be a head coach. 62-60, Dallas by 2. 2 minutes into the second half here in game 1. Step back 3. No good from George. And Doncic with his 5th rebound.
And look, I watched Chauncey Billups go toe-to-toe with Jason Kidd, my mentor, my point guard for so many years. And when I tell you,
go try the coaching avenue was because of his longtime friendship with Coach Lue. It's a 3-point lead for Dallas. Luka 3 of 5 at the line, 22 points. Here's Leonard. Tries over Porzingis. No good from 16 feet. Soaring in there is Kleba to get the rebound. Kleba banged up for much of the last 2 months. But a really important player for them on the defensive end as well as stretching the floor offensively. Luka off 1 foot. It goes against Zubac. 24 for Doncic.
So many shots over top of Zubac. You just wonder at some point in time if they're going to switch up the defense, give him a different look. There's not a look that he hasn't seen, but he's starting to get a rhythm going at Zubac.
Meanwhile, the Clippers 5 of 21 from 3.
What did I tell you? On Utah. We've talked about the pressure on Clippers, but don't forget the Utah Jazz were up 3-1 against that same Denver Nugget team. And they've kind of gotten a pass, and people wonder why you haven't talked about them. You respond. You're the #1 seed. Now it's time to make that run that could have been last year, if not for giving up that epic lead similar to the Clippers.
Clippers come back with a 3 as the buzzer sounds, just their 6th three-pointer. That was Pat Beverly connecting his 2nd triple. 5-point lead for Dallas here in game 1. Luka Doncic with 27 points, 6 assists and 6 rebounds. Porzingis hits the deck. He thought he was thrown down by Leonard, but just
not a lot on the clock because the defense is going to collapse. Multiple passes. Big shot there by Patrick Beverly.
Leonard stumbled, somehow got it out that Beverly was falling down. Pat Beverly missed a month during the regular season with a hand injury, another month with a knee injury. So he missed half the season, but he started game 1 here today. George connects, starting to get going now. Paul George
get going now. Let's see what they do with this pick and roll. Are they going to double team? See, now they're double teaming Luka, and then they're going to collapse out. But that's when guys got to knock down shots to make them pay for that double team. And there you have it, Tim Hardaway Jr. You wanted to avoid that. Luka made you have to double team, and now it's up to his teammates to knock down shots around him to make you pay for double teams.
This 9, 1 of 4 from 3. He just missed the 3. Now they got it with Hardaway on the second chance opportunity, but he's getting a lot of open looks. Kleba with a blow-by, stripped by Beverly out of bounds. And will stay with Dallas.
And this is the thing, though, Dave. Put up shots for Porzingis. That's when he's got to be big and strong, and he's got to finish plays kind of like that one right there.
He just got it blocked.
Come on, Dave.
But RC elects not to challenge it, wants to hold on to that. His team does have a 6-point lead midway point of the 3rd quarter here in game 1. Game 2 is Tuesday at the Staples Center. Paul George 2 of 3 from the floor here in the second half. After 1 for 7 in the first, Leonard misses a 3, but George is there with the offensive rebound.
What are you doing, Patrick Beverly? That's hard, especially in these moments. You've already picked up a couple of fouls. Luka is rolling. They need your defensive intensity on the floor.
Leonard's on Doncic right now, but Beverly is defending Porzingis here.
Yeah.
Shot clock at 7. Luka working on Morris. Stops at the foul line, leans in. Off the back rim, no. Batted around. Leonard has it for the Clippers. And Doncic with his second take foul and now his third personal. So keep an eye on that. 3 fouls midway point of the third.
Understanding, but maybe Rick made that. Maybe he made that statement to him, like, don't pick up those fouls, don't stop the break, and then if you do it, as you see Kawhi Leonard knock down on the same page.
Hardaway, the second leading scorer today for the Mavericks with 16 points, but everybody else 7 points or less. The Clippers much more balanced offensively, but that's really their team. There's Finney-Smith wide open, a good on a 3. They have more 3-point baskets than 2s, and they have a 7-point lead. That's the 13th triple for Dallas here today. Leonard spins onto Batum. George gets past Porzingis into the paint. It goes for Paul George, so a nice bounce back third quarter for George after a miserable first half.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see if you're the Los Angeles Clippers. It doesn't matter if you have an off quarter and off half. It's how you respond over the overall game. And Paul George is doing a great job in this third quarter.
Dallas had the same record on the road as it did at home this year as Porzingis is fouled by Morris. So the Mavs have been pretty good. Not a call, so there was nothing really that Rick Carlisle could do about it. Can't challenge a non-call, so that's why I didn't look at that. Here's Leonard deep in the paint, and he can't get the roll. Battered around, and Paul George gets another offensive rebound. Stepping into a 3 is Morris off the heel. A third opportunity on this possession for the Clips. LA has never been to a conference finals in 50 years.